Today I'm going to make this HG Gundam. It is one of the Iron-Blooded Orphans, get that right? Iron-Blooded Orphans Mobile Gundam suits. I've been looking at some of these and I wanted to sort of build myself up to building the RGs that I've got. And I figured the best way to do that is to build one of the ones at similar scale. So this one is, I think, one of the older kits, to be honest, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. I like the style of this Gundam and I seem to be picking ones depending on how I like the actual model itself. So I'll walk you around what's in the kit, we'll get building it, and then we'll see what it looks like at the end. I'm also gone and bought one of these like lining pens where you can do your panel lining. So we're going to give that a go and see what that looks like as well, and see if that can make a difference, bring up the detail a little bit more. Okay, so this is the Iron-Blooded Orphans kit. It's a 1/44 Mobile Gundam suit model. So it is a HG version, so not loads of detail, but I love the look of this model from the photographs and bits and pieces that I've seen online for it. I bought it off eBay from a store called GPLA online. I think it was about £16, which I thought was absolutely reasonable. So yeah, let's see what we get in the box. So we've got a set of sprues there, a multicoloured type. We've got stickers in there with that set. These look like, yeah, the outer shell ones. They look like the soft PU version. Some more sprues there, and then a set of instructions. Yeah, usual sort of style. I'm not sure when this kit was made, potentially 2016 from what I'm seeing down in that bottom corner. But yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll get building this. We'll build the individual parts as it sort of comes and see what it looks like at the end. I've got the panel lining kit as well, so we will see what that looks like when I do that. I think I'm going to leave that to the end. I know I've seen some people do it on the actual sprue itself, but I think I'm going to leave that to the end for this one. We'll see if that works out to be a good thing or not. Okay, so that's the first stage done. That is the torso done there. So I think that is, yeah, it's quite cool. So far no issues, minimal amounts of flash, minimal amounts of snip marks, so just a little bit of tidying up and that seems to have gone okay. So plonk that over there and it looks like we're making the head next. That's the head done. Very, very fiddly, lots of little bits so you get an idea of, you know, I've got the biggest hands in the world, but that's a tiny little head. It's the first time I've worked on one of these where it's 1/144. I actually did think that this one might have been near 1/144, but this is clearly a 1/100. So yeah, fiddly, but really good kit in respect of where they put the points where you got to snip. I can barely see anything on there, which is really cool, to be fair. Looks good. Let's get on, let's make some arms. The right arm is built. That leaves us with the right arm, the head and the torso. That was quite fiddly in places, to be fair, but again, really good sort of design engineering on where you snip it to where you can actually see. So very minimal marks that you can actually see on it. Some little bits here which I might try and clean up a little bit, but it all goes together really well. No glue required. Yeah, really impressed so far. Let's build the other arm. Okay, so right arm, left arm built, all there, all done. The next step looks like it's going to be the legs, but it's saying click everything together basically. So we've got the top half done. So that is head on. That is left arm in. And that is the right arm in. Now I made a tiny mistake with the secondary arm. I did actually clip all the bits off that I thought I required for that, and I put one of these on upside down. So yeah, we just took a bit of time to take that off and sort that out, but that's coming together quite nice. So we will crack on with the legs and see where we get to. Okay, so left leg is made and done. Nice assembly, to be fair. The only thing I don't like, and it's always typical for me, is stickers. These stickers are basically there to try and colour in some of the panels. Now, for the benefit of putting the kit together, I'm going to use the stickers. It might be that I paint those later on, to be honest, to make it look better. But they try and do a good job of keeping these so that they've got cuts in the right places so that you can mould them round, but I just don't think it looks very good, to be honest. But other than that, construction's good, goes together really nice. I'm going to make the other one, and then I think we've got the bottom torso to make. Okay, so both legs are made. Yeah, stickers on both of them, so that's cool. So they're both made and done. I think we're moving on to some further steps to make the bottom part of the torso, the groin effectively, where it's all going to attach, and then some other little ancillary bits by the look of it as well. So I think we're nearing the end of it. So I'll build these bits, we'll get it to the point where you can click it together, and then we'll see what these weapons and other parts are like. Yeah, that is the end of it there. Okay, so I think we've made all the bits of that then, so let's try and put this together then. I think that is the right leg. Left leg. Ooh. Move that around. Oh. That bit into there. This is quite fiddly, to be fair. That bit goes over here. Let's clip that back on. In place. These bits go on the side. Clip in, and then that torso fits in there. Okay, so that is it together. Make the weapons, finish off the back, and then I'll give you my thoughts about the model. Okay, so this is the finished model. Pretty cool. I'll show you some more pictures of it, probably try and pose it a little bit, and I'll give you my thoughts.
That's the Barbatos?
The shape's a little bit different, but there's no doubt about it. It's Mr. Mikazuki. Please come back.
Okay, so finished making a Barbatos Lupus. Thoughts on this model then. So I like it. It's 15 quid. I think it's worth it value for money wise. I've got a couple little niggles that I'm not happy about. Posing is generally poor. I've been trying to get one of the poses specifically off the instruction manual, and I just can't seem to get it into that position where it looks like it's grabbing the sword above the head and it's coming down chopping. Now, that might be me, maybe I'm rubbish at posing Gundam, but every time you're kind of trying to get it into position, something pops out, arm pops out, shoulder pops out. That groin that's there effectively just keeps on popping off every time you're sort of moving and posing the legs. Now, it's not to say it's bad, but I think effectively it's going to be one of the models where I find a pose for it, and I'll show you the pose I think I'm going to keep it in with the sword down, which is one of the ones that's actually on the side of the box. And I'll probably keep it in that, to be fair. I am going to try and panel line this, but to be honest, I think I'm seeing why people tend to do this now on the sprue. So I think I'll use this as a bit of a test piece, and I'll just try and do some panel lining and see what it looks like afterwards. I'll do some bits effectively before the panel lining, and then I'll show you what it effectively looks like when I've finished panel lining it, and hopefully it improves the result. Like with all the other Gundam stuff, when you look on the box, the finished article on the box and the photographs that go along with it really are showing you a panel lined at the very minimum model. It's not as you find it when you've actually built it. It does feel fairly fragile, this. It isn't one where I think, oh yeah, it's massively robust, I'll be able to do whatever I want with it. The stickers on it are average. I know that because obviously we're not painting it, the stickers are there to try and add that bit of colour differentiation, and in the majority this actually does a really good job with the bits and pieces that it's got that are different coloured parts on its own to make a really good model, to be fair. But there are just some areas like where I've shown you where them big stickers are, where it just doesn't do the greatest job of it, to be fair, and it just leaves it a little bit tacky. But in all, as a HG 15 quid kit, I enjoyed this. It took me about 2 hours to build. Yeah, I would recommend it, especially for the price. It's still a very cool looking model. Just a bit gutted you can't get those poses that it kind of shows you on the box, really. Yeah, again, I'll see whether, if you want to put in the comments if there's any tips for making these dynamic poses. Maybe I'm just a bit rubbish at it, but I'll get practicing and see what I can come up with. And this will lead me on nicely to probably the next builds, which are going to be the RGs, and then I'm hoping that I can get some of the MGs done, which would be really cool. I'm just kind of, I suppose I'm just trying to break myself in a bit gently with it and build up to it. But if you like what you're seeing with this, there's going to be plenty of Gunpla kits coming up. Still making loads of Lego, still doing bits and pieces to do with the RC hobbies as well. So like if you enjoyed the video, thank you. If you managed to stay this far, thank you very much, I really appreciate it. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If you've got any tips for dynamic posing, leave me a comment. If you've got any tips on good quality kits, leave me a comment as well. I'm not sure how old this is, but I found it quality wise, it is a pretty good quality kit. There's barely any sort of fiddling I need to do with it in respect of like cutting nubs and stuff off. It's pretty well designed, but I'm hoping that these RGs are just a little bit better than this. So yeah, high hopes. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I hope you have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. Just look after yourselves and get some hobbying done. Enjoy yourself.